Hello, this is Slate with Combo of Rocks, bringing you another video deck tech of a deck that we built and sold by request. If you're not familiar with us, we make and sell custom budget EDH decks. These decks are light on the budget, so they may not be optimal or competitive, but they're definitely fun and centered around the essential theme that you can build on. Today we have Nicol Bolas the Ravager, which is 1 Grixis, blue, black, red for a 4/4 legendary Elder Dragon with flying. When it enters, each opponent discards a card. You can pay for Grixis, exile it, then return it to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control, but only as a sorcery. When you transform it, he becomes Nicol Bolas the Arisen, which is a 7 loyalty legendary Planeswalker Bolas. +2, draw 2 cards. -3, deals 10 damage to a target creature or Planeswalker. -4, put target creature or Planeswalker card from a graveyard under the battlefield under your control. -12, exile all but the bottom card of target player's library. Alright, so we also have all the other Nicol Bolases. Nicol Bolas the Dragon God, blue, 3 black, and red for 4 loyalty legendary Bolas. It has all loyalty abilities of all other Planeswalkers onto the battlefield. +1, you draw a card. Each opponent exiles a card from their hand or a permanent they control. -3, destroy target creature or Planeswalker. -8, each opponent who doesn't control a legendary creature or Planeswalker loses the game. Nicol Bolas God Pharaoh, 4 Grixis for 7 loyalty Bolas. +2, target opponent exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card. Until end of turn, you may cast that card without paying its mana cost. +1, each opponent exiles 2 cards from his or her hand. -4, deals 7 damage to target opponent or creature an opponent controls. -12, exile all each non-land permanent your opponents control. Nicol Bolas Planeswalker, 4 blue, black, black, red for 5 loyalty legendary Bolas. +3, destroy target non-creature permanent. -2, gain control of target creature. -9, it deals 7 damage to target player or Planeswalker. That player or Planeswalker's controller discards 7 cards, then sacrifices 7 permanents. Nicol Bolas the Deceiver, 5 Grixis for a 5 loyalty Planeswalker Bolas. +3, each opponent loses 3 life unless that player sacks a non-land permanent or discards a card. -3, destroy target creature, draw a card. -11, it deals 7 damage to each opponent and you draw 7 cards. Nicol Bolas, 2 blue, blue, black, black, red, red for 7/7 legendary Elder Dragon with flying. On your upkeep, sack it unless you pay Grixis. Whenever it deals damage to an opponent, that player discards their entire hand. Cruel Ultimatum, blue, blue, black, 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 red, red. Target opponent sacks a creature, discards 3 cards, then loses 5 life. You return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand, draw 3 cards, and then gain 5 life. This is a sorcery. Dark Intimations, 2 Grixis sorcery. Each opponent sacks a creature or Planeswalker, then discards a card. You return a creature or Planeswalker from your graveyard to your hand, then draw a card. Whenever you cast a Bolas Planeswalker spell, exile this from your graveyard. That Planeswalker enters with an additional loyalty counter on it. Hostile Takeover, 2 Grixis. Up to 1 target creature has base power and toughness 1/1 until end of turn. Up to 1 other target creature has base toughness 4/4 until end of turn. Then this deals 3 damage to each creature. The idea is that you're always going to get one of your opponent's creatures, and you can save one of your own by making them a 4/4. Ashiok Nightmare Muse, 3 blue black for 5 loyalty legendary Ashiok. +1, create a 2/3 black and blue nightmare creature token whenever this creature attacks or blocks. Each opponent exiles the top 2 cards of their library. -3, return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, then that player exiles a card from their hand. -7, you may cast up to 3 face-up cards your opponents own from exile without paying their mana costs. Molten Collapse, black, red, sorcery, choose one. If you descended this turn, you may choose both instead. Destroy target creature or Planeswalker, or destroy a non-creature non-land permanent with mana value 1 or less. Ill-Timed Explosion, 2 blue-red for sorcery, draw 2 cards, and you may discard 2 cards. When you do, it deals X damage to each creature, where X is the greatest mana value among cards discarded this way. Prismari Command, 1 blue-red, instant, choose 2, deals 2 damage to any target. Draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards. Target player creates a treasure token or destroy target artifact. Insidious Will, 2 blue, blue, instant, choose 1, counter as a spell, choose new targets for a spell, or copy an instant or sorcery spell, you may choose new targets for the copy. Slaughter Pact, 0 mana instant, so you can cast it for free, destroy target non-black creature. The drawback is on your next step, you do have to pay 2 in a black or you lose the game. Hour of Devastation, 3 red, red, all creatures lose indestructible until end of turn. It deals 5 damage to each creature and each non-Bolas Planeswalker. Earthquake, X in a red, deals X damage to each creature without flying and each player. Blasphemous Act, 8 in a red, costs 1 less for each creature on the battlefield. It does 13 damage to each creature. Chaos Warp, 2 in a red, instant. The owner of target permanent shuffles it into their library, then reveals the top card of their library. If it's a permanent card, they can put it onto the battlefield. Solemn Simulacrum, 4 mana 2/2 Golem. When it enters, search your library for basic land, put on the battlefield tap, then shuffle. When it dies, draw a card. Visage of Bolas is a 4 mana artifact. When it enters, you may search your library or graveyard for Nicol Bolas the Deceiver. Reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle your library. Add a blue, black, or red to your mana pool. Coalition Relics, so we do have some other mana rocks here. Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Dimir Signet, Rakdos Signet, Izzet Signet, Talisman of Dominance, Talisman of Indulgence, Talisman of Creativity. Everflowing Chalice is a 0 mana artifact with multi-kicker 2, enters with a charge counter for each multi-kicker counter on it, and taps for colorless for each charge counter. Worn Power Stone, 3 mana, enters taps for 2 colorless. Ring of the Lucy, 4 mana legendary artifact, taps for 2 colorless, 2 tap and pay a life to tap a non-land permanent. Stone Speaker Crystal, 4 mana artifact, taps for 2 colorless, 2 tap and sack to exile any number of target players' graveyards and draw a card. Navigation Orb, 3 mana artifact, 2 tap and sack to search for 2 basics and or gates. One goes on the battlefield tapped, the other into your hand. Wayfarer's Bauble, 1 mana artifact, 2 tap and sack to search for a basic land, put on the battlefield tapped. Gem of Becoming, 3 mana artifact, 3 tap and sack to search your library for an island, swamp, and or mountain. Reveal those cards, put them into your hand, and then shuffle your library. You can grab one of each, and there are cards with lands with multiple land types on them. Contagion Class, 2 mana artifact. When it enters, put a -1/-1 counter on target creature. You can pay 4 and tap to proliferate, allowing you to put an additional -1/-1 counter on that creature, or put additional loyalty counters on our Boluses. Glamorous Outlaw, 3 Grixis for a 4/5 Vampire Rogue. When it enters, it deals 2 damage to each opponent and you scry 2. You can pay 2 and exile it from your hand to have a land tap for each one of your colors, blue, black, or red, and then you can cast this card from exile. Maestro's Charm, Grixis for an instant, choose 1. Look at the top 5 cards of your library, put one of those cards into your hand, the rest into your graveyard. Each opponent loses 3 life and you gain 3 life, or it deals 5 damage to a creature or planeswalker. Tyrant Scorn, blue-black for an instant, choose 1. Destroy a creature with mana value 3 or less, or return a creature to its owner's hand. Intimidation Campaign, 1 blue-black enchantment. When it enters, each opponent loses a life and you gain a life and draw a card. Whenever you commit a crime, you can return this to your hand. Propaganda, 2 and a blue enchantment. Creatures can't attack you unless they pay 2 for each creature that's attacking you, allowing you to mitigate anybody trying to go wide. Runaway Together, 1 and a blue instant. Choose 2 target creatures controlled by different players. Return those creatures to their owner's hands. Experimental Augury, 1 and a blue instant. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand, the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Then proliferate. Disdainful Stroke, 1 and a blue instant. Counters a spell with mana value 4 or greater. Counter spell for 2 blue. Counters any spell. Neutralize, 1 blue. Counters any spell. You can also cycle it for 2 colorless. Deep Analysis, 3 and a blue. Sorcery. Target player draws 2 cards with flashback, 1 blue, and paying 3 life. Infernal Grasp, 1 and a black, instant, destroys a creature, then you lose 2 life. Feed the Swarm, 1 and a black, destroy a creature and enchantment an opponent controls, you lose life equal to that permanent's mana value. Drown in Ichor, 1 blue for a sorcery, target creature gets -4/-4 until end of turn, then proliferate. Wasp of the Bitter End, 1 and a black for 2/1 insect horror with flying. If you cast a Bolas Planeswalker spell, you can sack this. If you do, destroy target creature. Breather Last, 1 black, instant, destroy target creature or Planeswalker, you gain 1 life for each of its colors. Duress, 1 black sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-creature, non-land. That player discards that card. Pilfer, 1 and a black. You choose an opponent and they look at their hand. You choose a non-land card. That player discards that hand card. Pyroclasm, 1 and a red sorcery. Deals 2 damage to each creature. Volcanic Fallout deals 2 damage to each creature and each player for 1 red. Also can't be countered. Vandal Blast, 1 red sorcery, destroy an artifact you don't control. With Overlord for 4 and a red, destroying each artifact you don't control. Cast into the Fire, 1 and red, instant, choose 1, deals 1 damage to each up to 2 target creatures or exile target artifact. Abrade, 1 and red, instant, choose 1, deals 3 damage to target creature or destroy target artifact. Suplex, 1 and red, deals 3 damage to a creature. If that creature would die, exile instead or exile target artifact. You find some prisoners, 1 and red, instant, choose 1, destroy target artifact or exile the top 3 cards of target opponent's library. Choose 1 of them until the end of your next turn. You may play that card and spend mana of any color to cast it. Blood-Soaked Insight, 5 black-red hybrid for a sorcery. Costs 1 less for each 1 life your opponents have lost this turn. Target opponent exiles the top 3 cards of their library until the end of your next turn. You may play those cards and you can spend mana of any type to cast it. Also can be a tapped black-red land. And in some lands, we have Sunken Hollow, Choked Estuary, River of Tears, Darkwater Catacombs, Tainted Isle, Foreboding Ruins, Canyon Slough, Shadowblood Ridge, Tainted Peak, Frostboil Snarl, Fiery Islet, Shivan Reef, Ferris Lake, Sulphur Falls, Cascade Bluffs, Exotic Orchard, Command Tower, Sea Gate, Black Dragon Gate, Cliff Gate, and then some basic islands, swamps, and mountains. That's the deck. I hope you enjoyed it, but we'll see you next time.